Hello, this is another edition of my show, the Stuart Doll Show. Starring yours truly, Stuart Doll. I'm coming to you live from my house right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, where the current temperature is about -3 with a slight wind chill of -10, and it's supposed to be a low zero tonight, and it looks like it's supposed to be nice temperature-wise and weather-wise over the course of the Easter long weekend. And that, now let's just get right into my show. As you've all heard, lately, this world that we live in has been really crazy and chaotic the last little while. On one hand, you got the Paris attacks that killed I don't know how many people it was, but that's not the point. The point I'm making is like there was a significant loss of life, and unfortunately, families either lost sons or daughters, or moms or dads, or whatever the case may be. That doesn't excuse the fact. And then the mastermind of the Paris attack was on the run for the last little while. And unfortunately, how do I put it nicely? He basically died in a hail by a hail of bullets, courtesy of the French police, because he'd been on the run for quite a while, and unfortunately, and then they would have loved to capture him alive, but no, he up and decided to go. You know what? Screw you guys. I'd rather go out in a hail of bullets, and he kind of got his wish, and unfortunately, he got carried out in the body bag. And then on the other hand, you have the terrorist attacks in Belgium when people were going through the airport in Brussels. I believe it occurred. I believe it was last Saturday or Tuesday. I can't remember when it was, but long story short, people were either coming in and out, and there were some people on the airplane at the time that the blast happened, and luckily the bomb wasn't on the plane, but people had to be evacuated from the airport, from the Brussels airport, as a result of that. And then to top that off, there was another bomb blast in their at their in their subway system, and between that and the blast of the airport, that killed a lot of people. Like it seems like people and I don't have anything against Muslims. Just thought I'd point that out, but it's those who go above and beyond, and and are really radicalized. Believe in their ideology. They don't like the Western world, and blah 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 and all this whole bullshit and whatever. Sorry for the language in that, but whatever. Yeah. So there's a massive manhunt right now in Belgium, and they're searching for the guy responsible for this. So hopefully he's captured soon. Because like people in Belgium right now are kind of on edge, because unfortunately, kind of like the Paris attacks, the French government had to mobilize about 1,500 French troops to the French capital Paris to do security. And the same thing with the Belgian capital, Brussels. They had to mobilize troops to come in and do security in that around the city. And that's just scary enough as it is for people in Belgium, anyways. And what else? Also, there's a unfortunately there's a 2-year-old boy who went missing on Tuesday from his home near the Manitoba town of Austin, which is kind of it's really between Portage-la Prairie and Brandon. So you know, police are the RCMP are still searching for him. There's still people out there searching for him, but lately, like once it's gotten dark, those people that are trained in search and rescue are the only ones allowed to stay. And that's so. I really hope that there's a good ending to this story because who knows what this 2-year-old kid who went missing Tuesday from his home near Austin, Manitoba, like because the temperatures are slightly plummeting overnight. Like who knows what he's wearing? For all we know, he could just be wearing like just like a t-shirt and pants or whatever. And for all we know, he could not be wearing like something warm like a nice warm hoodie or a jacket or something at least. But you know it's really crazy how crap like this happens. But I really hope that this kid is found because like no family should have to go through what this family of this 2-year-old kid's going through right now. What else? As you all know, WrestleMania is Sunday, April 3rd from A&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. And WrestleMania is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. There's a lot of people that watch from all over the world of that. From I'll just go off and name a few countries because there's so many of them that watch WrestleMania. For example, people from countries like Canada, the United States, Germany, England, Italy, people that are serving with the U.S. Armed Forces on the Armed Forces Network, and people that are serving the U.S. Navy also watching it on the U.S. Armed Forces Network. And that's just to name a few, because like there's so many countries that watch WrestleMania because it's the biggest pay-per-view of the year. And then, as you know, the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony is held the night before WrestleMania. And these are this year's WWE Hall of Fame inductees, such as the Freebirds, Big Boss Man, Sting, Jacqueline, and I can't remember all of them, but it looks like it's going to be a really good Hall of Fame class this year. And that yeah, but it seems like the last I think 2 or 3 years, at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, there's been certain WWE divas that have been inducted, people such as Lita, Trish Stratus, and that's just the name, like two of them. I think there's a third one, but I can't remember her name for the life of me. But that's just the name of a few. What else? As for some of you, World War II, buffs and or whatever. If you people don't know what World War II anniversary is coming up, it is the anniversary of the most bloody, bitter, and savage battle in World War II, fought on German soil, called the Battle of Berlin, which was fought between the Soviet Red Army with the two fronts commanded with the two fronts. The first Belarusian front, commanded by Marshal Georgy Zhukov, and then the first Ukrainian front, commanded by Ivan Stanovich Konya. And the whole, and at the beginning of the Berlin operation offensive, the Soviet Red Army had about 2.5 million troops, 6,250 tanks and SPGs, and then thousands of other artillery pieces and Katyusha rock, get that basically ready to basically literally ready to lay down the boom type of thing. And Soviet gunners stockpiled 7 million shells just for the opening barrage because the Soviets wanted to basically, basically scare the shit out of the Germans, out of their trenches and that. And that's exactly what happened at exactly 3 a.m. on April 16th, 1945. The Battle of Berlin opening with a deafening barrage from about 9,000 guns, almost packed wheel to wheel, just pounding the German lines on the left bank of the Oder River. And basically the whole sole intention of that was to, soften it up, the German defenses up for, the Soviet infantry that followed in its wake. And at first, things didn't exactly go to plan for the Soviets because they got caught, because the first Belarusian front, that commanded by Marshal Georgy Zhukov, got caught in a kill zone beneath Berlin's outer defenses along the Zillow Heights, which was a steep ridge which was turned into a maze of tank traps, machine gun nests, machine gun emplacements, anti-tank ditches, and other various obstacles. And the Zillow, along the Zillow Heights, which for you people that don't know where the Zillow Heights is, it overlooks, it's right around the German town of Zillow, which was the central bastion of the German defense, with the road blocking the road into Berlin. So you can imagine how tense the fight was for the German capital Berlin. And on April 25th, 1945, the people of Berlin got the worst news possible. About 15 miles west of the German capital Berlin, army fronts of Zhukov and Konya linked up about 50 miles west of the city, completely surrounding Berlin, which meant there was no escape for the desperate garrison and its inhabitants. But still, Germans were, willing to basically fight to the death for their capital city. But the Battle of Berlin lasted from April 16th, 1945 to May 2nd, 1945, when the Germans finally surrendered. And this was after German leader Adolf Hitler, committed suicide in his bunker, on April 30th, 1945, just after his 56th birthday. I know it seems very, really crazy and that, but you got to imagine, imagine this being the most bloody and savage battle, of World War II fought on German soil. And what else? So that's just on, this is all I have on World War II for now. On to another subject. Even though the Jets, won the other night, they're still not in the playoff spot, and it still doesn't look like they're gonna make the playoffs with at least, I think, a month and a half left in the season, which is kind of unfortunate. But oh well, what do you expect? What else? else? Um, Other than that, this has been another edition of my show, The Stuart Doll Show. For you people that don't know me, you can call me Stuart or Stewie. You know, I really don't care. But for now, I'm signing off for now. So, I'll be the same. Peace, bye bye, and stay cool, my friends.